Bob, good morning.
Good morning.
And thank you so much for bringing your incredible looking Ford Capri.
Thank you.
Give me an introduction. What's it about?
I think it's my passion for classic cars, but also mixed with the love of American muscle, you know, and I thought the best way of combining two was to have a classic car with an American engine in it. So, so I think that it's sort of got the best of both worlds as far as I'm concerned.
So how long have you had her?
The car I've owned for about 38 years. A long time, yes.
And what did it start off as?
Well, it was a car actually originated from a guy that actually was going to convert it for a circuit racer.
Right.
And so it had no engine and interior. So at that point, it was partly modified to do a different job. But I was able to acquire the car off the guy because I'm a Capri fan. I've always had a love for Ford Capris.
Yeah.
And so what engine well, for me, naturally, it had to have a Chevy or a Ford engine put in it, particularly an American one, you know.
Right, so what's it got in it now?
Well, I run the small block Chevy in it for some 30 odd years, and then obviously I wanted to modernise it, and the torque was LS motors, and obviously a very popular conversion in America. So I did a little bit of research, found someone who had an LS motor, and I acquired, which is now an LSA, which is the supercharged version of the LS motors. Bit of a challenge getting it into the car.
But it does fit, doesn't it?
It does fit, yeah.
So what modifications did you have to make for it?
Quite a lot, really, although it actually fits quite well. I mean, obviously, one of my challenges was to make sure if it fitted that I didn't really want to modify the body too much to accommodate, the transition. But obviously, internally, I had to sort of empty the bonnet area to get the engine in. Then obviously, fitted a 6-speed transmission gearbox in there, which also is quite large in the car, so it meant modifying the floor pan of the car to accommodate it. But then obviously when you put this sort of power into a very small car, you've got to uprate the suspension, the steering, the brakes, and obviously accommodate different wiring. So yes, there wasn't really much left of the original car except the outer body, you know. So, but it's good fun to drive.
Right, so it's street legal.
Yes. And
it also performs at Santa Pod.
Yes, it's a car that you can take to Santa Pod and do run what you brungs and comfortably drive the car home again. And probably, I haven't yet tried it at Santa Pod. It's due to go. But obviously, I'm a drag racer with other drag racing vehicles.
Okay.
So this one is what I call my daily driver, shall I say it?
Yeah.
But it's a car that I keep at home and then go out at weekends or to events like this where I can have a bit of fun with the car on the road, rather than my drag cars, which are specifically built for the job, you know.
So what would you expect this car to be able to do over the quarter mile?
My anticipation, it would be sort of like a 150 9-second run, would be quite nice. But, you know, again, it's about, maybe setting it up. You could increase the horsepower with some modifications, but I want it to be streetable. I want it to be usable. And so this one really is a mild version of what you could do to it.
Okay, right. So I'm just noticing little details like this 6200 SC down here.
Yes, of course.
Which is perfect, isn't it? Because it would have said 3000 XLR or something.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And this has really been part of my thing with the Capris, is try and accommodate as many of the details to keep it looking fairly original. Bumpers, lights, obviously converting the badges with the correct CC. And that's how I've sort of kind of approached the project, really.
So it's a 1970 car?
Yes, it is, yeah.
Right.
It was probably formerly a 3-litre GXL from memory.
GXL, right.
So,
okay.
Yeah, so it's had some certain, upgrades.
Can we have a look inside the car? You want to go on that side?
Yeah.
And so where have you come from today?
I've actually driven up from a small place called Herriard, which is in Hampshire near Basingstoke.
Okay.
And yeah, it's a very nice drive. I've only put around about 500 or 600 miles on the car since we've kind of finished it.
Yeah.
So it's still learning a little bit about how it drives and how it handles.
Yep.
And yeah, I would say it's still a very old car and it still doesn't handle as well as it should do, but it's great fun to drive.
Yeah, but there's a certain amount of fun in the tuning point of it, isn't
Yeah,
it? The learning of it.
Yeah, I think what happens is, you got to expect that it is still an old car and it won't have the luxury of traction control and all the buttons you can press in a modern car.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it still features its old style of interior, but I think what it does give you is a sense of fun because it's still an old car, you know. And you haven't got all the luxury bits that you would normally get in a modern car.
But you must get closer to it because of that. It's like a hand in glove thing.
I think what happens is that it always pleasantly surprises people when they sort of draw alongside you and they're giving you a bit of a thumbs up and you just drop it down a gear and then you kind of, you disappear.
Wow. Well, this is so good to see, and thank you very much for sharing it with us today. It's remarkable, actually.
Thank you.
Great piece of work, and long may you enjoy her.
Yes. Well, I've got to thank my wife for this, really, because obviously she's very understanding when it comes to cars and this sort of thing that you do with cars, because obviously, it's your family's behind you as well on all of this as well.
Does she enjoy coming out?
Yes, we do many race meetings, shows. We started to do more and more shows with not only this car but the other cars we've got in our stable. But this one is just just a fun car to drive out on days like today.
Very, very good.
Thank you.
Does it have a name?
No, it's just
it is
Bob's,
her.
It's just Bob's Capri.
Right. Great, thanks, Bob.
Thank you.